Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I'm Mr. Randy and today we're doing another full review episode. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in. All my returning viewers, you know it's always good to see you coming back, so let's do it to it, shall we? Today is going to be a full review of the Proper 12 Irish Apple. Coming in at, it's over there, 70 proof, 35% alcohol by volume, but hold on. Take a look at the back. I'll just give you a slow roll. There you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different to get us started. We're going to get this set up and get this rolling. So I got some ice here. The purpose of this ice is that we are going to make a little cocktail, because I found that this is definitely, if I can do this without being a fool on camera, this is not the orientation which I care for. So we're going to go with one. Oh yeah, sorry. We also got to do it neat, right? Because, I mean, that's part of the process. We can't skip that, but I'm going to go light on the neat. Put you in the back. Now, let me see if I can gain some room here. We're going to pull out the ginger ale. And I believe we're doing a... What's the ratio I put this? I didn't write it down. I think it's a 1 in 3. So let's go ahead and let's do a 1 in 3. Try and... I weighed it. Try not to... 2... 3. Now, you can go with a 1 in 4 if you want it a little bit weaker, but I found that the 1 in 3 is definitely... Boy, I haven't used this in a while. Where's my... there it is. So while this chills and the ice melts, it'll dilute it just slightly so it's not so syrupy. But here we are. Let's go ahead and do this anyways. I know it's kind of irrelevant sometimes, but we'll break out Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale, and off the camera, it looks to me about a deep brown, and we'll just leave it at that. So back to the point at hand. The Proper 12 Irish Apple. It's natural flavors and whatnot. Didn't find a whole heck of a lot. So here's the funny part when I go on to the Proper website. Best served neat. But many recipes are for cocktails. They have so many cocktail recipes for this on the website. And today we're doing the ginger apple whatever. I think there's 2 recipes on there that are the same thing, except you have more ginger ale, and the other one has more Irish apple liquor. So on the nose, it is like apple juice. So off the rip, I'm sorry, I do a 3-part series. Part 1, off the rip, get it home, crack it open, have my first pour, share my first impressions with you, because that's what I do. Part 2, full review, where we are at today. We drink it down halfway, one way or another, put the cork back on it, throw it back on the shelf very lightly, very gingerly. Anywho, let it sit there for a week and a half while I go online, try and find out something, come back with next to nothing. We can talk about it anyways. I will score it, continue to drink it, because part 3, final pour episode, we're going to get there faster now we figure this out. Final pour, thusly named, we have the final pour in the glass compared to the first pour off the rip and everything in between. So, we'll let that... What I normally would do is I would put the whiskey in the glass with the ice and let that melt the ice before I add the ginger ale. Like I said, on the nose, this is very much apple juice. That sort of intensity of the nose has turned down a little bit. So now it just smells straight up like apple juice. There's next to nothing when it comes to information on their website. Again, there's plenty of websites on the internet that will give you loads of opinions, but what we really want is directly from the source. And I understand, liabilities you know, stuff like that. They don't want to throw a lot of information on there. It's a shame, but it is what it is, and we move on. So let's go ahead and get it on the palate. It's still got that syrupy liqueur. This is not something you want to drink neat, no matter what they're going to try and tell you. Unless that's just your, yes, I know. My hands are always, like, I wash them. But it's just the oils on the hands. They transfer. Want me to start wearing gloves? I got white gloves. You know, the kind that the butlers use to wipe and check for dust and stuff. I used to use them whenever I was playing games, video games, because the hands would get like kind of sweaty and balmy. You put those on and remedy that. We'll start giving this the white glove treatment. How about that? It has got some viscosity because it is like pretty much syrup. But if you like the video so far, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And we're going to move on. Let's go ahead and knock this one out, and then we'll move to the cocktail. It's not as bad as off the rip. It has loosened up a little bit. It's not so straightforward like concentrate syrup. It's got a little bit of a tangy, tart, and sweetness. It like dances across and around the tongue. There's not a whole lot of action going on anywhere because it's only a 35% proof, 70 proof. It's a flavor additive with alcohol, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you like making, like, I don't know, what is it, apple martinis or very apple-based cocktails, this would probably do you good. Let's go ahead and get over here to this. You want to give me a swipe? I'm going to spill it. I got to just inkling, I'm going to spill it. Ah, and I didn't. Have more confidence in yourself. All right. So we got still a good amount of ice cube in there, which is why I would normally start with the ice and the whiskey and allow that ice to melt and then add the ginger ale. But let's go ahead and get it on the nose. A lot of the apple has dissipated and it's no longer there. I'm getting more of that ginger than apple, but the ginger and apple sort of do marry relatively nicely on the nose, at least. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Do I have some water? Yeah, let me cleanse my palate. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Yeah, so I did try this. Just watering it down, that was a no-go. I tried just dropping an ice cube in it and drinking it chilled before the ice would melt, and that's a no-go. I tried putting this in my tonic water. That was better, but it's much better with the... It's much better with the ginger ale. And don't let that diet fool you. That is still pretty good, especially, like I said, I drink the tonic water. I drink the diet tonic water. No sugar added. And that's just fine. It's so good to just natural that the regular just tastes off to me. And I don't drink it anyways because, you know, being a diabetic and all. I gotta watch the calories. Not the calories, but the carbs and the sugars. My body just, for some stupid reason, acts all weird for carbs and sugar. Anywho, let's go ahead and get a good long one on this one. Yeah, that is I'm gonna get it one more. Okay. Yes, I highly recommend that you put the ice in first, then put the whiskey in, and you let the ice mostly melt and then add the ginger ale, because then you're fluctuating through temperatures, and that will affect the flavor profile. So let's talk about the straightforward. The finish is meh. There's not a whole lot of action. Pretty much no heat at all in the back end. There's not much pleasantry in that experience. But let's do the scoring for that. So I paid $27.30 out the door for this bottle. My score on this is going to be as a neat. Let's do this. We'll split it. As a neat, it's going to be a weak 2 out of 5. Yeah, it's a weak 2 out of 5 neat, unless you're just crazy for apple cider syrup. Then this is your jam, baby. Take it all the way. But yeah, no. So now let's score it as a mixer. As a mixer, if you mix it in the right things, like let's just say if you're nuts for apple martinis, you should probably have this. You should probably try it at least. $27.30 out the door for this $7.50 as a mixer for like cocktails and stuff like that. It packs a punch of apple and apple cider syrup kind of thing. This is absolutely for cocktails. It's not for neat. Don't matter what the website tells you. Don't drink this neat unless... I'll move on. So for the cocktail mixer part, I would probably give it a solid 3 out of 5 for $30. I'm not sure about, flavored whiskeys, liqueurs for cocktails. We haven't gotten that far yet, but this is how I found it more enjoyable to be drinking that. That's not bad. That's like what is that? Sparkling apple cider. Like a hard, sparkling apple cider. I've only had one of those once, and it just wasn't my jam. But this is a way I found to drink it easier. And there it is. So, would I buy this again? Let's say I was getting heavy into cocktails. I probably would buy this, but I would buy the smaller bottle. That way, I wouldn't have so much of this sitting on the shelf waiting for somebody to come along and ask for an apple Metropolitan or whatever. I just wouldn't drink it fast enough, and it would not be drink fast enough. So the smaller bottle would be much, much preferred. So there it is. In the comment section, we'd love to know where you're at. What are you currently drinking? Have you tried the proper 12 apple Irish or Irish apple? And how do you like to drink it? Anyway, there it is. As always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Mix it, for sure.